and firstly the national headlines tonight. In Alaska, 2 Eskimos fishing from a boat started shivering as a result of the very low temperatures. Fearing they might die from hypothermia, they lit a fire in their boat and it sank. This proves once and for all you cannot have your kayak and eat it.
The latest expose in the Daily Telegraph will reveal that the former partner of our Whaddon MP had her rustic hearth repaired at the taxpayer's expense. Tomorrow's headline will read, Late Mate Slate Greatgate.
Nightclubbers in Yorkshire have taken to using dental syringes to inject ecstasy directly into their mouths. This extremely dangerous practice is known as e-by-gum.
Barefoot so that his feet became painfully rough, but a new book about the Indian leader has revealed that living on a very simple diet left him thin and frail with very bad breath, all of which made him a super calloused, fragile mystic, vexed by halitosis.
And now the local news. Police arrested 2 kids in Stock Lane yesterday. One was drinking battery acid and the other was eating fireworks. They charged one and let the other one off.
And following the recent cannabis factory fine near the village, police had no problems tracking down the drug dealer who had installed the following message on his telephone answering machine. If you want to buy some marijuana, press the hash key now.
Paul Newman was apprehended last night when he was seen walking nude down the high street. He told the police he was off to a fancy dress party as a tortoise. When asked by the police who the girl was on his back, Paul replied, "Oh, that's Michelle."
This week when several women were seen knocking at Peter Beckwith's door and asking him if he had the time. We can now quash the sordid rumours that have been flying around the village. Nothing was untoward. Peter has since confirmed that he is the neighbourhood watch.
Our special report tonight is about the swine flu epidemic and the impact it's having on Whaddon village. Your parish council warned that it could be the start of apocalypse. Billy Stanier has tried to ring the swine flu hotline, but all he got was a load of crackling. As a result, this week's parish council meeting was poorly attended. Hazel Hedges apologised. She had woken up with pigtails and a sty in her eye and was very worried. Whilst Derek White said he had actually got the swine flu, but I think he was telling poor kids. Pat Haig has now enough vaccine for the whole of the village, but says it's a waste of time as the only known cure is for her to visit you personally and rub your chest with plenty of ointment. So what are the symptoms? Sue's been trotting around the village to find out.
So how has swine flu affected Whaddon? Well, Zoe and Mark Ryder of Scott Travel, our local travel agents, are really troughed off as they've booked several people to Mexico who now can't travel. Zoe said she was really pig sick about it. Chris Hickman is not worried about the hamdemic affecting his pigs. He said this was because they were all going to be cured anyway. Chris and John Robinson, our local scientists, have been working on a cure for ages and are very worried. They said that swine flu has now mixed with bird flu and they will only find a cure when pigs fly. So what do you do if you get a severe case of the trots or any of the other symptoms? Well, call a ambulance, and trotter off to the hospital, but remember that hospitals are non-smoking, so no crafty snouts.
So what of the future? Thankfully, it's not all gloom and doom. Fortunately, we can now all ignore those silly email messages like those warning us that we can catch swine flu from eating tinned ham.
Because it's only more stupid spam.
A news night is starting on BBC Two in a few moments. Sue will be nipping off there to meet an eminent entomologist who's been showing her his collection of winged insects. They've already covered his bees and his wasps, but tonight she's hoping to go through his flies.
But before I go, there's just time to tell you about the priest and the rabbi who get chatting on a train. The priest asks if the rabbi in his youth had ever tried bacon. The rabbi shyly admits that yes, he once did. But, he asks, before getting his vocation, did the priest ever have sex? The priest murmurs that yes, he did once. Ah, says the rabbi, better than bacon, isn't it?
That's all from the news tonight, so thank you very much for watching.